Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei Extras. Today we're going to be talking about one main thing and a little bit about two other things. The main thing to talk about today is a set of blockwars predictions that was posted 3 weeks ago that kind of freaked me out a little bit, and we'll get into why. And we'll also be talking a little bit about PB and a little bit about MCC, but that is after the main part. So if you want to hear what I have to say about that, stick around, okay? Also, the reason I'm talking about this, I was going to talk about this earlier, but now that blockwars is on break and while MCC is still on break, there's not that much to talk about, so I wanted to mention this because it is an experience that I had, and I think it's interesting to hear me out on this. Also, would you guys be interested in me talking about, like, blockwars teams or specific blockwars events, maybe in order from the first one until the most recent one, and talk about, like, the behind the scenes of team making and maybe the complications that came with it, because I think there's some interesting stuff that could be talked about in that, and maybe some other event hosts can learn from it. Not calling anyone out specifically, obviously. I'm just saying, like, in case there's any plans similar to blockwars' plans by other events, you'll understand, from my experience, what to be careful of and what to watch out for. Either way, this set of team predictions was titled Blockwars 11 Team Preds. It was intended for the event after Rookies, which was Chaos, but by the time that this was posted, Blockwars Chaos was not public yet, so they assumed that the first event back would be Blockwars 11, and off the bat, you wouldn't really see this being like a freaky little, prediction, but if you go a bit further, you get to this, right, and you look at the newcomer predictions, and they predicted 3 newcomers. And I'll tell you right now, they went 3 for 3. 2 of them I can guess. The last one, I was like, how? First off, they guessed Awesome Dude. If you didn't watch Blockwars Chaos, Sam was on the blue team, so that is a correct guess. That one was it made a lot of sense. Awesome Dude played in the Tubbo event, as I think one of the few people who had not played blockwars at the time, just as a little guest, and Sam afterwards played, obviously, in Chaos, which went pretty well. But yeah, Sam joined, they correctly predicted that, very nice. Next up was on the purple team, they predicted Sage Mommy to join, and guess what? In Blockwars Chaos, the first team that got announced, Sage Mommy's on the team. So that was another one where I was like, okay, I can see how you would predict Sage Mommy. You know, Sage Mommy recently played EVNT, or like in an EVNT event. Maybe she likes Minecraft, maybe not. I don't know how recently she had been on one block, but she has been on one block as well. Same with Awesome Dude. I'm pretty sure, at least. So sure, you can guess that one. Sage Mommy is also relatively popular right now, so that one makes sense. Okay, it makes sense to predict Sage Mommy. But then they predicted Shira. Now, you might not really know who Shira is because I think she's not really involved in the Minecraft community much, but Shira's a VTuber who joined the event through Mooney because Mooney wanted to bring some friends along, which is very cool, very nice, and thank you to Mooney for doing that. But guessing or predicting that Shira was going to join Blockwars was kind of wild. I don't really know how they predicted that. My suspicion was that it was a player disguised as someone else, which could be the case still, but like I don't know. I don't know how you got this one correct. I don't know who this is, but this freaked me out. Okay, the first two I was like, okay, that's possible. The last one, as much as only Shira and Fine played in Blockwars Chaos, Super, Sleepy, and Rain didn't. Predicting Shira is kind of insane. I really don't know how they pulled it off. For reference, Shira was on the purple team, as you can see here. This is not the updated version, but yeah, Shira was on the purple team. Like said, through Mooney. Shira didn't at the time know me or Anthos. Shira had never been on one block, so there would have been no hints at Shira joining. So I don't know how they knew this. Maybe one of the players leaked. But yeah, crazy. So yeah, that was the main thing I want to talk about, is these predictions kind of freaked me out. Anthos also left a reply on this, and I deleted it because he kind of told them that they were right, which you shouldn't do that, but whatever. But yeah, kind of freaky for me, at least. I thought it was really odd that they correctly predicted it. Anyways, moving on, PB. PB announced their roster of games. I'm not going to make a video about this separately. I might make a video talking about PB the day before the event, but we'll see. But yeah, PB made or posted their games. And yet again, there is a new game mode, which I was very surprised by. I think, or at least in my opinion, PB had already added new games relatively quickly, back to back. I mean, Minor Mania and Jumping Mad being the two most recent ones. I think Jumping Mad was added 3 events ago, maybe? I could be wrong. I think Minor Mania was added the event before, so 4 events ago. I thought that them adding 2 new games back to back was gonna meant that we wouldn't see a new game for a little bit. But I guess maybe we were wrong. I guess not. Maybe we were wrong. So yeah, new game for this event. I think the games that are benched are survival games. Gauntlet, which was kind of surprising. I didn't expect Gauntlet to get benched already. And then the other one is obviously Speedrun, or the race game that they have, which makes sense. I think Speedrun is... In the last event, it seemed like that was going to be the last time we would see Speedrun, either forever or for a little bit. So I guess it maybe does make sense that they would get a new game to replace it. Maybe not like a movement game, but something else. I also don't really know from the picture what this is supposed to be. Hopefully it's like a teamwork type of game, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's like PvP or parkour or something along those lines, because last time they showed the Jumping Mad thing with question marks, and I thought that was a team game, and it was just decorative. So maybe this is decorative too, who knows? But yeah, PB has a new game as well, which is very exciting, I think. I'm very curious to see what it is. I am a little worried for my team, because I feel like my team was going to be really good at SG. Actually, I think my team would have probably been top 2. And now we're not playing it. So, yeah, not sure about that one. And then Gauntlet, I mean, I like Gauntlet. I think it's a fun variety game. So yeah, I hope that this new game is a variety type of game. I hope it's not PvP or parkour, but I guess if it is, it's not that big of a deal, because right now this roster of games is just whatever this mystery game is. Disco, which is like the least like mechanical game out of all of these, but it's kind of a movement game a little bit. Jumping Mad is movement, Hyperdrive is movement, Chalice Chase is movement, and then Temple, Minor Mania, and Sky High are PvP. It's a lot, man, but we'll see. And then finally, let's talk a little bit about MCC, okay? I wanted to get my thoughts out. I'm also not going to make a full video about this, so I'm just going to group it into this. I think we're going to see an MCC announcement probably relatively soon. Now, there's nothing I've heard that hints to this. Also, fun fact, some people think that I would just leak something if I hear it. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. That would make no sense. But I feel like it's time for them to announce something relatively soon, because my prediction is that MCC is coming back in May. I don't know when in May they would come back, but I think they're coming back in May. And I think it's going to be a shorter break than the first MCC break. Now, I should have pulled up a tab to showcase how long the first MCC break was. If I remember correctly, it was late May that they came back, so maybe like early or mid-May is when MCC would come back now. The reason I think it's not going to be as long as the first break is because I think they won't do as significant of an update as the first MCC, because the first MCC was kind of going from the old version of MCC, which if you look at old MCC VODs, you can kind of see that it's a little bit dated, to the new version of MCC, which is kind of still around. Like that look from early season 2 is still a bit there, but I'm not sure. It's like kind of there. So I think what they're gonna do is they'll come back early-ish May, which I don't know what Saturdays are in the beginning of May. I actually don't know. Would be, let me think, if I remember, if I do math, like the 12th, 11th, one of those, maybe earlier, maybe later, something like that. So what, that would be, hold up, let me pull it up here. It would be I think they're coming back either the 4th, the 11th, or the 18th. Not sure which one of those, but I think it's going to be early May, because if it was April, I think they would have already announced it. So that's my thoughts on that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope everyone, got some insight from blockwars and thoughts on PB and thoughts on MCC. And I'll see you all maybe tomorrow, maybe later. All right, goodbye.